to help them achieve success. He states, "We have been waiting for a company like Jeunesse our entire career." Here to speak on first mover advantage, please welcome Emerald Director Ian Murray.
Well, good morning. Thank you, Dre. What a pleasure to be here. I should say good morning, good afternoon around the world. And I'm so excited to be sharing this session with you this morning. Boy, I look back and I think about when we first got involved in this industry. And it's interesting because I came from a background of a corporate world in manufacturing and really didn't understand direct sales or network marketing. And it took our sponsor actually 6 months to actually recruit us because I really didn't understand. And it wasn't until she shared a video, and it was a third-party testimonial that actually got us involved. And I did what most people did, is when we came in, we looked to our sponsor for what to do next. And she said, first thing you do is you write a list and you contact people. And so we did that, and we wrote a list, we contacted people, and I'll tell you, it was not as successful as we thought it should have been. We talked to individuals for an awful long time and basically talked them in and out of the business. And we left product with people and never followed up. We did sponsor some people, but they were looking to us for leadership, and they were kind of doing what we were doing. But our why was really strong, and we were teachable. And so we continued to learn, and we would go to trainings. And there was a training that we went to, and it was by an individual that had been extremely successful in this industry. And he shared his information that day. And it was one of those trainings that, the light bulb goes off, and it was an aha moment. And I looked at Judy and she looked at me, and we said, this is what we were missing. And it was these 2 points that I want to share with you today. And I'm going to try this new clicker. Oh, this is great, because it's all about the first mover advantage. And I really want to share with you the 2 most valuable lessons that we picked up decades ago, and it's just been so helpful for our business. Now, the first one I want to talk about is at least 10 people in your pipeline at various stages of exposure to your business at all times. Now, remember, we write down names of individuals, but a pipeline, for those of you that aren't aware of that term, think of a pipe with water going through, and the water's flowing through. This is a pipeline of people. So you're putting people in one end, and you're giving them information along that pipeline. And your goal at the end of that pipeline is to have either a yes or you're going to get a no. And the idea is that you want to have a pipeline of people at various stages of exposure. Now, what's an exposure? Well, exposure is that you've met the individual, and maybe they've tried the product. Maybe you've sent them a video. Maybe they've gone on a Zoom. Maybe they've seen a presentation. Maybe they've tried the product and seen a video. So you could have 1, 2, 3 exposures. But the key is you're going to have at least 10 plus people. Really, really key. And you're going to be working this pipeline. The second most important point that we learned that day was the first mover advantage. And this is all about timing and positioning. And I'll tell you, I am so excited to be talking about this subject today, because I just know what is being launched today. This brand new product is going to take our business to another level. And it's all about these 2 points here: having at least 10 people in your pipeline and first mover advantage to really take advantage of what they're going to be sharing later on today. Now, the most important thing is we got to get organized. Now, this may sound really basic, and it is, because I still have done 3-way calls or a Zoom call with a distributor and a brand new guest. And I basically tell my story, and I always ask the brand new guests, what they're looking for, whether it was product or whether it's business. But it's just building that relationship. And I've had situations where I'll follow up, 4 or 5 days after I've done that Zoom or three-way call with the distributor and say, how'd you make out with Bill, or how'd you make out with Sally? And I've had on occasion sometimes where they say, on who? Or I haven't gotten back to them yet, or I can't find out where I put their name. Red flag, major red flag. There's a law that I learned a long time ago. It's called the law of diminishing intent. And that really means the longer you take to take action, the odds are that that action will never happen. So this is why we say you need to follow up in 48 hours, while it's fresh, and you need to get organized. And I've used pieces of paper, I've used sticky notes, I've used walls, I've used everything. But I'll tell you, we probably have the best tool in this industry, and that's J-Mobile. And if you're not using J-Mobile for your contacts and your leads, you're missing out, because it is virtually a recruiting machine. When you open up J-Mobile, at the bottom you'll see a dashboard, share, and in the middle you'll see a lead button. You click that, and this is brilliant, because what you can do here is you put in your contact, you move them into a lead area, and in that lead area, you have everything. You've got whether you can send a video, you can send a text, you can email, there's actually a direct link where they can register as a distributor. There's a direct link where they can register as an affiliate. You can do an email campaign. You can have an area for notes, and the notes are great because you're looking to make sure that you're tracking everything that you're saying to individuals, what you've sent them, what their hot buttons are. What are they looking for? Are they looking for a lifestyle? They're looking for a boat, looking for education for their children. Maybe they're just looking to create a secondary income, just to have extra money at the end of the month. But it keeps you in the game, because when you have 10 plus people, I mean, it's going to keep you really busy, and you need to get organized. And the one button in there that I absolutely love is schedule a reminder. And you can actually go in there, and if I'm talking to, let's say, Joanne on Monday, and I say, listen, I'm going to follow up on Wednesday, let's follow at 5 o'clock. I can put that right in there, and J-Mobile will give me a ding and say, hey, it's time to call. I mean, it is a phenomenal system, and I really encourage you that if you're not using this system, you really need to check it out, because it's going to allow you to not only handle 10 plus, but I believe what's going to happen over the next 90 days is that pipeline is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's going to allow you, because it gets overwhelming at a point. So we're organized. So what now? We've got people in our pipeline. So what do we do now? Well, there's a series of things that we need to be asking, and this is really important. That when you're going to your contacts, that you come from a position of strength. You need to have that posturing that, you're doing this with or without them, but you would love them. You would love them to do it with you. But you've got to come from that strength. Nobody wants to be part of your experiment. You've got to be really focused on your game plan, and you want to find out, who's going to move forward, who's going to run with you. I mean, you're moving quickly, and you're looking for people to keep up with you. It's so important, and people want to associate themselves with people who know where they're going. So, I mean, you've got to come from that position of strength. Even if you're brand new, you've got to let people know that you're building a successful team, and you would love them to be part of it. You are building a successful team. I mean, as soon as you start sponsoring people, you're going to start to have a successful team. But you've got to have that mindset that you're already doing that. The second thing is that, what more information do they need to make a decision? Because remember, they're on a pipeline, and you want to get them to move along to be able to give you a yes or a no. So I mean, if I've given someone, let's say, I send them a video on Reserve, or they've tried the product, they tried any type of product, what more information do they need? If they need some more information, if it's a product, I'll send them to Jeunesse Longevity TV and let a doctor explain to them all the benefits of our product. I'm not a doctor, and I don't want to be a doctor. I don't want to know all that information. And what I'm doing is I'm also teaching them that everything is duplicatable. So they don't have to know everything. They can just go and see for themselves. But really what I want to do is, what more information do they need? Do they need more information on the product? Do they need more information on the company? Or do they need more information on the compensation plan? If it's on the company, we have lots and lots of information that we can send them that will allow them to make an informed decision. I mean, we're an award-winning billion-dollar company. I mean, everything that we have out there is so positive, and we've got just an amount of information. Our award-winning videos, I mean, just phenomenal stuff. And compliment them. Always compliment them, because it's so important that you're building a relationship. And I mean, if they're going to add value to your business, you want to make sure that they're appreciated, and be honest with them. I mean, Jim, I would love to have the opportunity to work with you. You've got incredible people skills. I see such potential in what you could offer. And so, I mean, let people know, because how often are they complimented? But I mean, you're building a relationship here. You're building a long-term relationship, and you're getting to know them. I mean, how badly do you want them in your business? So you've moved them along, and what happens is that you'll get maybe yes, or you'll get maybes or no's. But one of the things I hear all the time is that, not all the time, but enough times, is that I want to wait. I want to wait till payday. Anyone ever heard of that? I want to wait till payday, or I want to wait till the end of the month, or I want to wait for the kids to get back to school when I have more time. It's basically they're waffling a little bit. And this is where you can start to use the first mover advantage. And you can use the first mover advantage anywhere along here. I mean, there are some people that will see one exposure and they'll say, hey, I'm in, which is great. But I mean, not everyone is going to do that all the time. So the first mover advantage is something that you can offer individuals who seem to be sitting a bit on the fence. I mean, they're interested, but they need an incentive to sort of get involved. And that's where the first mover advantage comes in. And why I feel confident offering the first mover advantage, because I have a pool of individuals. And if you have a pool of 10 plus people that are actively looking at different aspects of the business, that you are moving along that pipeline to get a decision, the odds are that there are people that are going to get involved in your business, because you're keep moving new people across that pipeline. So this is what the first mover advantage is. First mover advantage is very simple. If Jim has been waffling, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to say, Jim, I have a group of people that are taking a serious look at this. And if they come in after you, 100% of their volume would count for one side of your business. It would be a shame for you to miss it. Doesn't it make sense to get you registered before they start coming in? I'm giving Jim an option here. And he's, a lot of times people want to know what's in it for them. I mean, everything is about timing and positioning. And when you think about the first mover advantage, if you have a pipeline of 10 individuals and you are offering the first mover advantage, we're all building two legs. We're left and right, and we're putting people down those legs. Now, if you have a team, if you're working as a team, and everybody has at least 10 people plus in their pipeline, then there's going to be activity, because people are going to be coming in as you build your business. Now, what's really important is to understand that this is something that can be offered anywhere along that first mover advantage, depending on that individual, because you're talking about timing and positioning. Now, if you've got a brand new individual that is just getting involved, their business centers on both sides are what I call prime real estate. Prime real estate, because you know that no matter what, people are going to get involved down their left and right leg. And so what better option for them to go to their contacts, get them onto the pipeline, and they can start using that first mover advantage, because the first people in are they're going to be either above individuals or below. And I really believe that what we're going to see throughout today, throughout this weekend, is there's going to be a rush, and there's definitely going to be a buzz in the industry with what we're releasing. So that's going to be extremely exciting to be able to use the first mover advantage. Now, what if you get a no? I mean, what if Jim says no? I'm not going to. At the timing's not right. I just can't do it. That's okay. Now, there's 3 questions that you always want to ask if you get a no. The first question I'll ask Jim, if I've gotten a no, if he's not interested in building a business, is I'm gonna, I want Jim as a customer. So I'm gonna say, hey Jim, I know you use nutritional products. Ours are spectacular. They're backed by science. I would really love to have you as a customer, and I can actually help to get them to you at my cost. And why wouldn't he? If he's already using products, why not use ours? They are spectacular. They are backed by science. I mean, they're incredible products. If it's not nutritional products, maybe it's a shake, maybe it's skincare, whatever. But the whole idea, through your conversation with him, you're asking some questions along the way to find out what type of products he may be using. Now, the second question that I'm going to ask him, and especially if I've if I treated him with respect and professionalism, I'm going to say, Jim, as you know, I'm building my business, and I respect the fact that you don't want to get involved right now. That's okay. But listen, who do you know? Who do you know that keeps their business options open? Who do you know that may have had industry experience? Who do you know that likes nutritional products? Who do you know? I mean, who do you know can make you a fortune and also lead you to other people? And if I get 1 or 2 referrals from Jim, then I am going to go to that referral. I'm going to call him up, and I'm going to, let's say he gave me Bob, I'm going to call Bob up and say, hi, Bob, this is Ian Murray. Jim gave me your name. He spoke very highly of you. We were talking about, individuals who may keep their income options open, and your name came up. And I would love to send a video to you and show you what we're talking about. Would you watch it? It's real simple. And if Jim, Jim will probably say yes, because whenever you compliment him, he's going to be open to listening what I have to say. And if he watches it and he comes back and because I'll follow up within 48 hours. And if he says, hey, Ian, I love this. This is phenomenal. I said, fantastic, Bob. Hang on. I've got to get back to Jim. And so I'm going to call Jim back up and say, Jim, thank you for that referral. I really appreciate that. And guess what? Bob's excited. He's coming in. So I want to give you the opportunity that you should sponsor Bob, and he can be part of your team right away. And so, I mean, it was Jim's contact. So it should be part of his business, and I'd rather have them both. Because the end result, I wanted to have Jim in my business in the first place. But if Jim says, no, that's, Ian, I'm still not, the timing's not right, no, I'm not interested, that's okay. I'll sponsor Bob. But at least I gave him the opportunity to do that. Let me just go, are we frozen? I'm not seeing my slide here. Well, I'll keep going, but I'm not seeing my slide. Okay, the next slide is, you want a yes or you want a no. Maybes will kill you. Um, what we want to find out is on the pipeline, a strong yes or a strong no. And then the third no that you may get, and this is a phrase, I don't know if you're seeing it on the screen or not, but it's a phrase that I was taught years ago by a really good friend. I love her to bits, but it basically is, if I say Jim, Jim's not interested in the business right now, he's not interested in some product, for whatever reason, that's okay. And maybe he gave me a referral or maybe he didn't, but the third no, the third question I'll ask him in no, I said, Jim, is this no for now or no forever? And when you say that with a smile, 10 times out of 10, he will say, Ian, that's just no for now. And because, see, I still want to have Jim in my business. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to J Mobile, and I'm going to go into the lead by Jim's name, and I'm going to put in there follow up in 90 days. And I'm going to set the timer, and in 90 days, I'm going to come back to Jim to make sure that I can follow up. And the second area that is really important is that every time you get a yes and every time you get a no, you replace that individual. Always making sure that that pipeline has got 10 plus people. And the next area is you always follow up in 90 days because life changes. My own personal story with that, and we have to realize that it's a lot of things are happening around us. A lot of people are in different situations than they were 90 days ago, 6 months ago. But personally, when we first were approaching this business, we said no for 6 months. No for 6 months, but our sponsor was persistent, and she just kept, keeping us informed. And at that 6-month point, we were ready, and it was a third-party tool that got us involved. And that was close to 30 years ago. We've been full-time in the industry, but it was her persistence, and she saw something in us that perhaps we didn't see in ourselves at that time. And so we still thank her today because she changed our life, because she didn't give up on us. So if you've got a no and you ask those 3 no's, those different questions, whether a customer, and sometimes your customers become your best distributors, and referrals, you just never know who that will lead you to. And you say no for now or no forever, at least you've got them on the back burner, and you can revisit them in 90 days to see how everything is going on with their life. I'm just going to go back to change the slide here. My slides aren't working. Hopefully yours. This is the summary slide I wanted to share with you. And I'm hoping that you're taking the information, and we'll figure out all the technical afterwards. But the key here is to understand my feeling right now with what's going on, especially this weekend with our new product launch, is that your pipeline, where right now the analogy I gave you was like water running through, and you're moving that through, flowing, people are flowing through. I believe after tonight, when that product is launched, it's going to be like a full on tap, and people are just going to be running through your pipeline, and you're going to find that it's going to be one exposure. And they're going to be wanting to get in. We're going to find people that are going to be wanting to be customers. We're going to find people that are going to want to build and be part of your team and get positioned. I mean, this product is going to be so hot and in demand that you need to be ready for it. You need to be game ready for it as of today. And something that Diamond Director Paula Pritchard has always said that always resonates with me, but it's basically 20 new people. If you sponsor 20 new people in your business, that will solve any problems you may have. Think about that. Think about 20 new people in your business. If you personally sponsor 20 new people in your business, what your business would look like over the next 90 days. So, I mean, I want you to start today to fill your pipeline. Get as many contacts as possible in front of the Facebook Live tonight. I believe the product launch, I think we're going live at 4 o'clock. I think the product launch is at 6. Get hold of everybody. Get hold of the people you talked to 6 months ago, 90 days ago, last week. Get hold of your team. Get hold of your customers. Get them in front of Facebook Live to see this product launch. It will change your business. And the more people that you can get in front of this product launch, the faster you're going to fill your pipeline. And use the J Mobile. I mean, you may have some other ones, but I find the J Mobile is so simple and it's just extremely duplicatable. So let's all make it a goal to add at least 20 people over the next 90 days. And along the way, we could be earning some of that bonus money from the Elite 2020 promo. We could increase our checks. We could advance in rank, and we could all earn the incentive trip to Cabo. And so, I mean, there's no time like right now to get started. So again, start today to fill that pipeline. I hope this helped you a bit. It certainly helped us. And there's not a better time than today to start using the first mover advantage. And I thank you, and I look forward to seeing all of you in Cabo.
Ian,
bye for now. Have a great.
Thank you so much for joining me all the way from Canada. And listen, we can all see your slides. They look fantastic, so
Good.
no worries, all right? So, guys.
Thank you.
So, yeah, listen, just like you said, I mean, the first mover advantage, you make that first jump, of course you're going to have that advantage, and that works a lot for life. So, guys, I hope you took notes because there's amazing information. So, Ian, thank you again. All right, guys, so our next speaker was working toward a doctorate degree while teaching until she was introduced to Amway and quickly became the first single woman to hit the highest position and income levels in that company. She's been building organizations all over the world with more than 200,000 distributors globally. I've known her for quite some time, and she's just been amazing. So please give it up for Diamond Direct.